When you are working with a larger or largish group, do you find it possible to take account of what individuals are bringing and to respond to their, shall we say, their learning needs?
Yeah, that's one of the greatest challenges for teaching, and yes, it's very important to keep that in mind. And there are a variety of strategies, and a lot you learn on the PGC, on the teacher training, that really help with that. Of
course, I'm interested in any examples you can give.
Yeah. So examples. First of all, it'd be devising work, devising tasks during a lecture. So it's interactive learning rather than just being spoken at. The students are interactively learning, and then with interactive learning, you can have, say, 3 levels of goals. You can have a level where everyone's going to attain it, a level where most people will attain it, and then a level where some will attain it. So you're catering for people who don't have that much experience but can get something done and can get something out of the lecture. And then for the higher end pupils, people who've done this before, maybe there's something new for them as well.
Who decides who targets which level?
That's the other challenge. Is you kind of want to, or I personally want to get people engaging with that process without them knowing what level. Without them necessarily knowing what level they're at, if you see what I mean. So it's about structuring and also describing the tasks in such a way that people don't feel like they're being put into these boxes, but people just work to the level, hopefully beyond the level that they thought they could.
Can you give some examples of the sort of strategies you might use in the larger group?
Okay, so what you might want to do is devise tasks that have multiple layers to them. So in some examples, it might be a practical task, or it might be a written task that they do in groups. But what you want to do is you have maybe three stages to a task. One is quite a simple stage, then the second stage more advanced, and then the third stage after that more advanced still. And so the high achieving students, they might get through all 3, and you go through them in order. But the people who have less experience perhaps might only get through the first one, but they've still achieved something. So without really telling the students what level they're at, they kind of set their own levels and hopefully improve through that kind of task.
And while they're working in this sort of, we might say, differentiated way, what do you like to do as a teacher?
It depends on the nature of the task, but it's a good skill to learn is being able to observe without interfering. So quite a lot of the time I'll position myself in different areas of the room perhaps and just take a glance over what's happening, and you get to really learn about your students that way. I mean, you can learn within an hour about how they like to interact with each other, what kind of strengths they've got, whether they like to communicate or whether they like to write things down, how they take group roles. It's very useful to watch.